welcome back to another hot takes video. And the hot takes about Cody Rhodes and his WWE Championship run continue. This one comes from Twitter and it says Cody Rhodes might be the worst champion ever, and this to me is just blasphemy. How can you call Cody Rhodes the worst champion ever when this man has been champion for only a week or two? It's actually getting to a point where this is ridiculous, and this is a tweet that has like 1,000 likes, so it's not just like 2 people, it's not 10 people or you know what I mean, like Roman stans. This is a bunch of people who actually agree with the fact that Cody Rhodes might be the worst champion ever when this man barely held the title. We've had many worse champions in the past. Just take a look at someone like Jack Swagger. Like, you cannot be serious when you say Cody Rhodes might be the worst champion. You've just got to chill out and relax, because at this point it is getting crazy, it's getting ridiculous, and I'm not a fan of these takes whatsoever. I don't agree with this hot take at all. The next hot take says that Gunther losing the IC title now leaves him directionless, and I don't agree with this hot take. Like, yes, for now it may seem like that, but he had to lose the IC title eventually, so I don't have a problem with him losing it to Sami Zayn, especially after us getting Perk Gable. That was a great segment. The man suplexed Sami Zayn out of his wife's arms. Like, that was fire. Anyways, back to Gunther. I think that he has to find a new direction, and that is the task of the WWE creative team. He might even go after the WWE Championship, or you could just book him in big time feuds with maybe people like Brock Lesnar. I know that is something that the WWE would probably want to book, especially since Brock Lesnar is looking like he's coming back to WWE. Speaking of Gunther and what his next direction will be, Cooper Taker says Gunther will dethrone Cody Rhodes. And while I love Gunther and his character and his wrestling, I actually think that Gunther is one of the best wrestlers in the WWE right now. The man made the IC title feel so special. I honestly believe that he took the IC title and made it feel as special as the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championship. With that being said, I do not think he's going to be the one who dethrones Cody. I think that will be The Rock. I'm sticking to that theory. I think The Rock will come back down the line, but I would not be mad if Gunther is the one to get the job done. Another possibility is this hot take saying a heel LA Knight should be the guy to dethrone Cody for the WWE title, and this is also another idea I would not mind at all. I think LA Knight is a great performer. I think he would make for an even better champion, and I think that a heel LA Knight, as much as I don't want to see him be a heel because he's so over, if that's what the WWE has to do in order to make this guy champion, I don't have a problem with it. I think LA Knight personally should win the Money in the Bank, especially after not winning it last year. I think this is his year. 2024 is when he wins that briefcase and then becomes a champion down the line. Jake's hot take says that Cena should turn heel and feud with Cody Rhodes. I absolutely agree and love this hot take. I think a John Cena heel turn against Cody Rhodes makes so much sense, especially with Cody basically taking John Cena's spot. Cena could be jealous. He could come back and say, Cody Rhodes, you don't deserve this spot. Or Cena could even come back as a heel in order to push Cody Rhodes to be the best version of himself. That's a pretty good idea, I think. So I would agree that John Cena should turn heel and feud with Cody Rhodes. Balor Club for Life says that Damian Priest winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania was the right decision, as it brought back some of the prestige in the Money in the Bank contract, and he's going to hold that title for a while as well. And for most of this hot take, I would agree. I think that winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania was definitely the right decision. At first, I did not think it was a good idea because it was Damian Priest, and I wasn't really buying the entire idea of him being the champion, but the way they booked it was so brilliant. I thought it was the best way to do it, especially with CM Punk screwing Drew McIntyre. With that being said, it did indeed bring back prestige to the Money in the Bank contract. For the last couple years, the contract has not been booked well, but this was perfect in making it feel so important and special. The only thing I disagree about this hot take is that I don't think he's going to hold it for a while. I want to see Drew McIntyre win that belt back and then eventually feud with CM Punk, who I think should be the next person to win it after Drew McIntyre. The next hot take says that Undertaker's interference at WrestleMania was better than if Stone Cold interfered, both by moment and by logic. I think by moment it was great, but I do think Stone Cold would have been a little bit better. I think it would have been a little bit louder, but by logic, I do think that Undertaker interfered made a lot of sense, made more sense than Stone Cold, because yes, Stone Cold does indeed have beef with The Rock, but The Undertaker has beef with the entire bloodline. This man's been feuding with them for so many years, so it makes sense. I liked it. At the end of the day, I thought it was great, and for this hot take, you can make an argument, and I can see exactly what you mean, so it's not that bad of a hot take. I kind of think it's a good one. Donut says, I really enjoyed the segment between The Rock and Cody on the Raw after WrestleMania. I don't get why so many people hated it. I feel like the only problem with that moment, with that segment, was the fact that it went on for so long when it could have been cut short. You did not need The Rock and Cody Rhodes out there for 45 minutes doing absolutely nothing. You could have made that a 15-minute segment, but with that being said, I still think it's a pretty good segment because it got a lot of people talking about what The Rock handed Cody Rhodes, which in fact is something I'm working on right now, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Kane says that the WWE is boring without the final boss. While The Rock did a great job at making wrestling cool again, and while The Rock did a great job in his entire gimmick and storyline and the feud with Cody Rhodes, I don't think it's been boring. The last two shows, especially the last Raw and the SmackDown before that, have been so much fun, so I disagree. I think the WWE is doing super well, even without The Rock and the final boss, and we just got to give it even more time as Cody Rhodes goes into an actual storyline for the WWE Championship. Andy says this new era could rival the Attitude Era in terms of storytelling, and for the longest time I disagreed with this hot take. A lot of people have been saying this for like a year now, but I'm starting to see the vision. I'm starting to agree, and I think this is true. And someone actually commented to him, the greatest babyface said, the Attitude Era never had true storytelling. It was late 90s Crash TV, Jerry Springer, lowbrow entertainment. It was bad TV overall, which is why no one ever talks about it, just the stars in it. And while the greatest babyface is kind of harsh with it, I do think that some of the things that they say makes a lot of sense, and I kind of agree with the aspect of this hot take. Like the stars especially, I think that storytelling in the Attitude Era was not that great, but the stars were so great that it kind of didn't matter. But I think nowadays we got stars and we got storytelling, which is why I think this new Triple H era, this new Renaissance era, is going to be even better than the Attitude Era. This hot take is actually crazy. It says CM Punk is faking an injury. No, he's not. Why? Why would CM Punk be faking an injury? You don't think he would main event WrestleMania if he had the chance to do so? This is crazy. Let's move on to the next one, which is actually about CM Punk, and it says CM Punk getting injured was a blessing in disguise, and I don't think this is the case. Like, I guess you can now see it as a silver lining, the fact that CM Punk has a big-time feud with Drew McIntyre, but we were stripped away from that CM Punk and Seth Rollins feud, which I think would have been equally as great as what CM Punk is doing with Drew McIntyre. With that being said, CM Punk being injured, it is what it is. He's going to come back stronger than ever, and I think he's got a lot of material for when he does come back, and I can't wait. The next hot take says that Randy Orton should introduce a new persona named the Rookie Killer. I've been saying this for years now. I want to see it. Right now, he's a babyface, so I don't think it's a good idea to do it right now. But whenever he turns heel, this is what he's got to do. Maybe he does it with Cody Rhodes. You know, Cody Rhodes right now is a rookie when it comes to be a champion, and Randy Orton could be the one who tries to kill that reign. The next hot take says that Logan Paul is what WWE wanted Austin Theory to be. I don't know how I feel about this because I don't think this is the case at all. Austin Theory was never going to be what Logan Paul is, and Logan Paul is completely different from Austin Theory. Logan Paul is a celebrity person, and they give so much time to where they put him on a spotlight and give him so many months to train for just one match. Austin Theory is not like that at all. I disagree with this hot take, but I do think when Austin Theory turns babyface, I think he's going to have a great run, and just because of that as well, that just means that they're not alike at all either. Logan Paul is a heel who thrives as being the bad guy. Austin Theory is somebody who I think needs to turn babyface as soon as possible. JJ says that Io versus Bayley was better than Rhea versus Becky, and I also agree with this hot take. I think Io and Bayley did a much better job, but you also got to consider the fact that Rhea had a panic attack before WrestleMania going out there, and Becky also had a fever and strep throat. They just weren't doing too well going into that match, but with what they did, it was still fun, you know, but still Io and Bayley did better. Party Ben says that Seth Rollins is a modern day Chris Jericho, the different characters, the in-ring talent, and their consistency. I guess this is a pretty good comparison, but I still feel like I don't think it's just Jericho. I think it's a hybrid of Chris Jericho and also Shawn Michaels, and honestly, it's even, I don't know, Seth Rollins is just such an anomaly of a person. I think he is the only Seth Rollins, and I don't really think it's that great to compare him to others because Seth Rollins feels so different from everybody. I guess there's some similarities with Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels, but it's not much of a comparison. Dill says that Will Ospreay made the wrong choice. I don't think he did at all. I think AEW is perfect for Will Ospreay, especially his wrestling ability. I think it fits really well with that company. On top of that, he can only really work once a week, and I think the WWE schedule would not work with Will Ospreay, especially with whatever situation he's got going on with his family. So I do not think this was a bad call at all. I think Will made the perfect decision, and if Triple H was actually talking smack about Will, that means he made an even better decision, because why would you join a company where the boss literally would be able to take a shot at you like that? I would not want to work for Triple H if I was Will. I think I would want to work for Tony Khan. Party Ben comes back and says Triple H realizes that cage matches are useless. I'm not sure what Ben really means by this, but I will say that cage matches are useless because I feel like they aren't being utilized properly. I don't think you should be able to win a steel cage match by leaving. I think the entire point of a steel cage match is to have two people wrestle with no interference, with no BS, and I think the WWE has to move back to that way of booking the steel cage matches. And the last hot take says that this new era cannot succeed without the firing of Def Rebel, and I completely agree. That is the one thing I absolutely hate about the WWE. They make the worst theme songs, and I think theme songs are a big part of the WWE and wrestling altogether. There's some iconic themes like The Undertaker, Triple H, John Cena, all those guys in the past who have themes. Once you hear it hit, you're like, boom, this is about to be an epic fight. And when it comes to Def Rebel, they just suck. Everything sucks, so please fire their asses and get somebody new. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.